Dear listener, breaking news on two fronts, one from ARN and one from SCA on the Quarter Hour podcast. Hello, I'm Wade Kingsley, and I've got some latest news for you across a couple of different areas of the radio industry here in Australia tonight. The first one comes from ARN. We understand that a settlement has been reached between Kyle Sandilands and ARN. The figures that have been quoted in various publications tonight appear to be around the $15 million mark, $5 million a year for 3 years, which nets ARN out probably around about the $30 million mark, somewhere around there out of a $100 million contract. So this is a big win for ARN, and no doubt we'll hear more information when that goes to the stock exchange early in the morning tomorrow, and we'll get a real sense of what that means. It frees Kyle up to start on his own podcast, Kyle Sandilands Live, which has been teasing a little bit. We know that it's probably likely to be a regular weekday live podcast or live breakfast show that he'll be putting out through his own website and social channels. We also believe that it will be probably running without ads, which makes him witch-proof. The mad witches can't get to him if there's no advertisers that can boycott, and it will probably be a subscription-based model as predicted. And we think that might start on July the 1st. So more information coming about that very soon. We know there's some ex-Kyle and Jackie O ARN staff members that are joining Kyle in that pursuit. So we'll have a bit more of that on tomorrow. On another front, though, it's been a big day at SCA, and what we do know is there's been some changes in regional content. The CEO of 7 West Southern Cross Media, Rowan Lund, did forecast there'd be somewhere between 250 and 300 jobs cut across the whole company. He forecast that quite publicly and openly in the last couple of weeks, and we were led to believe that most of those might be on the TV side, but there have been some changes announced in the radio division today. We know that the shows that are wrapping up are Triple M's Robbie and Carly, the Hit Network's Bronte and Lakey from the Gold Coast, and the Hit Network's Dan and Christie. So all of those markets are affected. And we also know that there's some changes with some of the other shows out of Bunbury. Michael and Angie will expanding their show further into WA. And also we know that Jess and Rowan and Newcastle are going to be broadcasting to a wider audience. And going with some of those changes is some changes to the structure. So Jace Allen will be now the head of the Hit Network for regional areas. Jace, a good guy based out of Newcastle. And Phil Bradley, who Ronnie Stanton mentioned on the podcast just last week. He's going to be the head of Triple M Network Regional. And Blair Woodcock, who was previously the head of regional content, now is just focused on the Gold Coast as the content director and GM there. So obviously there's a little bit of bad news for some people who have been working their guts out in some of these breakfast shows. Sadly, the economics of the industry right now don't necessarily mean that everyone who's currently got a job is going to keep that job. And we can see that playing out through some consolidation of those shows. So if you were one of those affected or you really were part of that station or team, we send our best wishes and hopefully you can pick up another gig somewhere very soon. And if you're one of the shows that's expanding into other areas, congratulations. You've picked up an audience that another show has nurtured for you, so look after them. And for Jace and Phil, congratulations on your appointments as well. So, big day in news. We'll have more on Kyle and ARN settlement tomorrow for you. Once we get that, we've got some journos working on that, and we'll report that back to you as soon as we get some information. But that would appear like it's the green light now for Kyle to start his Kyle Sandilands Live venture. And it leaves ARN just one more legal matter to focus on, and that's Jackie O. So that might still play out over the next month or so. We'll see. All right, dear listener, thanks for joining us. Breaking news episode, lots to talk about as always. And if you've got any tips, rumours or anything else, just jump on the socials. You'll find us at the Quarter Hour and you can DM us there. But for now, dear listener, see you tomorrow.